Welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords, where you all have been declared somehow connected to the Oracle's prophecy as the party to end the destruction of Thylea after the 500-year-old Oath of Peace ends very shortly here. You are in the city of Mitros, where you find yourselves in the Great Games, and most recently participating in Kira Kart, which is the game dedicated to the goddess of music who fooled you all for so long. Um, but and then she being sort of connected to an abusive relationship with your favorite dragon lord. What was his name? Esther Arkelander. And she sacrificed some of her godlike energy or goddess-like energy to save you all from his wrath. So she's looking a little worse for wear, but you have navigated through this course, and since Bob wasn't present, you sort of directed him to hang out in number 8 here, which we haven't gotten to yet, where there is a large jump in the course. You all have just, let me fix the music here, but you've just sort of navigated just about over halfway through the course, through Stygian Row, around number 5, which I believe was the Temple of Lutheria. You chose the cart Nimbus 5000. Solano Deo is blinded. His cartmate is Arachne. Saren did what he could do in the streets there. Remind us what you did, Saren. And you are making your way up and around the bend, navigating to the higher noble district here, but first tearing through the Great Agora. So there's a huge crowd at the Great Agora, and this is we're gonna first do our chariot checks. Let me see, did it keep my combat? Yes, it did. So you guys are currently in the lead barely. The cart of represented by Mitros is the chariot of fire. Leyland and Michaela, both totally capable warriors. Their chariot is looking pretty worse for wear, as you can hover over near death. I believe everyone's still highlighted by fairy fire as well. Is that okay? Which is why they're all very pinkish in color. Shortly behind there is the danger zone. A little bit of injury to the cart. You got Anakitos, who is rocking the cart there. And the cartmate is Sai, a Amazonian warrior. Followed by Need for Speed, which is only currently being driven by Hatria, as she had thrown her little friend overboard because he was, I forget, he was blinded. Yeah, he wasn't able to run the cart, so she threw him off. And then followed by 3 Fast, 3 Furious, which is a very large cart driven by Priam and Durus. Priam is a centaur, and Durus is a 6-armed Gigan. Priam, I marked him with hearts, but he's really got a like D4 that he can add to any skill check if he wants. And lastly, we have Corinna in the back. She did have Bobacles, which I know is Grease Lightning's favorite lucky charm. But Bobacles fell off the cart somewhere in there, tumbled through the tracks, and was left behind. Okay, so let's do checks first. And we'll start with y'all. Nimbus 5000. You are running the intelligence check, is that right? Yeah. Yep, and if you need me to share the document again, I can, but it should be in the... Great. So yeah, you're blinded though. You're still. Would that give you a disadvantage on that check? Or is Arachne driving? I forget. Solano Deo, Arachne, are you with me? Okay, but disadvantage. He's blinded. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's disadvantage on checks. So Solano Deo, give me a intelligence check. Yeah, no problem. So you're looking for AC 30. No, that's your AC. Skill check 12 with disadvantage. Disadvantage. So yeah. Everything was broken in this game when I logged on like an hour and a half ago. I spent an hour fixing all the broken things. Hopefully. Just an intelligence check. Yep. DC. And it's with disadvantage, so yep. Yep. All right, so you fail your check. You are not moving this round. Where did I put you all? Themis, Prox. I believe it was the Lutheria folks, yeah, pouring wine on his face. Yeah, yeah. So he went through there and he's blinded for, I think, just one round, or right. So because he had already done his check and then he got blinded, he's blinded for this check. So you don't move at all, unless anyone can think of something. I mean, I guess I should say you don't get your speed points, whatever it is. Yep. So let's go through. These guys will make Leyland. I forget. These are Mitros, and they are running Chariot of Fire. I have to get back into this. Chariot of Fire is a strength check. Let's do their strength check. They pass. Oh yeah, I had all these numbers already done. This is why it went faster. All right, Mitros. I am so lost in my own spreadsheet here. Somebody has an air horn. Okay, so they do not make their 6th check. Danger Zone is Aresia. They do, gaining 30. In a moment here. 175. It's all right. Themis gains 40. Oops, that should be 150. Three Furious from Praxis. They gain 50 this round, so they've actually made their check, bring them to 140. And then poor Corinna does get her check this round, gaining her 40, which puts her at 110. Okay, I believe that's everyone. So that means Danger Zone pulls ahead in the lead. You see this Minotaur driving this cart that's got some damage to it, and they pull ahead of you as you approach this Agora, the Great Agora. Now, you see a bunch of shopping stalls and markets, and you basically roll a d6 to see what you get. And let's see what these guys get. So we'll start with them. Arisia, D6. They're going to get a star. They're invincible to all incoming attacks and items until the next round. So, yeah. Good job, guys. I'm going to mark them with a heart. Sure, well, that's the easiest one since it doesn't really change their stats. Nimbus 5000, let's see a D6 from the Heroes of the Heartlands. That would be from either Arachne or Solano Deo. Who wants to roll the D6? Hmm? Wow. All right, so you gain a red shell. So the racer um, could only gain half their minimum speed. So I will go ahead and what was their only? So Arisia did get their 30, and that was their lower of their minimum, so they just take 15 down. So let me update that, which puts them at 160. So yes, you're able to hit them with this. Who wants to describe that? And they did actually have the you're invincible to all incoming attacks and item effects until the next round. So they were invincible, weren't they? Because they were in the lead. Oh, I was all confused. So, how would we rule if the leader can only gain half their speed, but they are invincible to all? Yeah, I'd say they're invincible. Sorry, guys. So as you throw this blue turtle shell, it hits them, but it seems to have just hit a force field right outside their chariot. But good news for y'all, Leyland did get a 2 on her roll, so she has a blue shell, but that doesn't affect Arisia either. Sorry, these guys are Arisia in the lead now. Themis coming up with Hatria, the Amazonian warrior, also getting a 2, not affecting that. I swear, Arisia, the danger zone, and Akitos there got the best thing being in the lead there. Everyone going after him. Priam gets a 3, which is Fire Flower. 3 Firebolt ranged spell attacks against racers in front of you. Your choice. Spell attack bonus is a +5 2d10 fire on a hit. So there are, I'm going to say just 1, 2, 3, which does end up going after you guys. But Need for Speed first, as the Praxis team targets Need for Speed with a 11. Probably does not hit. Where's my Need for Speed? What is your AC Need for Speed? It is 13. So yes, 11 does not hit. They go for the next fireball towards Chariot of Fire. Getting a 10 plus 5. Chariot of Fire does have armor class of 13, so that's going to hit for 2d10 fire damage. Yeah. Oh no. The Mitros team, Chariot of Fire, their cart just explodes as you see the two warriors try to hang on as they tumble through the agora, nailing a nearby marketplace. And then lastly, they're going to go after you guys with a +5 attack, 19 for your chariot, and it's a 15 armor class. So that's going to hit for 2d10. Oh no. Oh, I didn't do it from his, but that's 2d10 no matter what. You guys take, oh, you're fine. Your hit points are 75. So can I just do -19? Is that going to work? Yes, great. So your chariot gets blasted with this firepower. And finally, Nora back there tries to grab something and gets a star, so she's invincible for a bit. Yes, it exploded in fire. All right. Now, we go into freeform kind of round. So these folks being right in front, and he's got the star thing. I think Sai would probably turn to your guys' cart and throw his spear attack at your cart. Getting it with a 24 and taking 11 points of damage. Injured pretty good there. It's your guys' turn. What do y'all want to do? Till their next turn, so the folks in the lead are currently, yeah, star powered. They are invincible to all incoming attacks and item effects. Yeah. Yep, you don't need to do a check to do that. So you reach over to your driver as he's got both hands on the rein, his arms straining. He's yelling out, "Arachne, I can't see shit." And you just go over there and wipe his eyes clean. That sounds good. On his next, for driving the chariot? Yeah, sure. So you could sort of be next to him, kind of helping him with the reins and looking out ahead. Yep. How about you, Solano Day? I guess you're driving, but is there anything you want to try to do? You're in second place. Correct. Well, you know, if you do hold the top button, let me go back. Okay. They're immune to all attacks right now. Okay. You're going to be targeting Need for Speed, which is the top chariot in your view there. If you want to go ahead and target and cast that way, that would probably be easiest. That's all right. As long as it lets you. I got all my volumes low, but there should be a global volume control at the very top, so that way that doesn't happen. I'm like blasting Cody's ears out. He's gonna be 60, being like, that damn campaign. No, the very top one, Need for Speed Themis. Yeah, up there. Hits. Oh, nice. We even got the little animation working. See, good job, Foundry. It does work sometimes. Taking 11 points of fire damage, you see Hatria kind of brace for the impact as her chariot takes the damage. Yeah. She used. She's close enough that I think she's going to try to just attack your chariot with her sword as you got blasted next to her. Oh, the nat 20. That's a critical hit. You taking 12 damage. Your chariot is definitely hurting there. Yeah, did it not work? Yeah, it's funny it didn't automatically do it, but oh well. Praxis, I'm gonna use up these guys. They have a blast, so add a D4 to attack rolls, so they're gonna go after Need for Speed as well, and he is going to he's got his Jankin Pike. This centaur does. Oh, he's the driver, but wow, he didn't need to add his dice. So 13 damage to the Themis chariot. And then lastly, Corinna is probably going to go after the Praxis chariot because that's the only one that's in front of her. And she's just going to try to stab at the wheels of it. Man, I'm rolling awesome today. You guys are going down. And she's got multi-attack, so she's going to... Oh, she missed that one. I jinxed myself. All right, moving into round 7 here. So you are coming into the Noble District. Onlookers throw clouds of colorful streamers onto the path. They obscure the area, giving everyone a +5 bonus to your armor class for this round. And everyone's going to give me a DC 11 Dex save or be temporarily blinded at the end of the round. Yeah, you're fine. So Hatria, let's see. Let me go. What? Oh, because you're the driver. Yeah, so you would be blinded at the end of the round. So no worries right now. Let's see. Oh, that's right. You're helping him, aren't you? Yeah, yeah. Because he did say he's helping you. So as you go and through all these streamers, you see Arachne just like waving her arms and like pushing the streamers out and making sure that you do not get blinded by these things. Hatria fails. I'm just going to go ahead and blind her right now, but we'll keep in mind it's the end of the round. Priam fails. Oh, I really liked him. The lead fails. Did your what? Yeah, you had like a nat 20 in there, buddy. Oh, I. Wow, everybody is failing there. Everybody's freaking blinded except for y'all. Um, at the end of this round. So we'll keep that in mind, because let me just double check. Blinded. They have failed ability checks that require sights. Attack rolls have advantage, and their attacks have disadvantage. So I'll have to like undo those blinds if they're it doesn't matter. You all have advantage anyway because they're all fairy fired. Okay. So, if a racer fails their normal skill check, they get caught in the wheels, subtracting another 10 points. So, damn. Okay. Danger Zone. Arisha's going first. They are... Let me remove this blinded condition for a moment. He's going to do his... Oh, wait. I got to just check my sheet. Who are you? You are Arisha. You do not make your 7th round check, and then it said if they fail their normal check, they get caught in the wheel, subtracting 10 points. So not only do they not make their check, but they lose 10 points, bringing them to 165. So as they go through the streamers, they can't quite navigate. They get caught in the wheels, slowing them down a bit. You made your check. You made your dex check, so you're not blinded. But go ahead and give me an intelligence check for Solano Dale, the driver. Just intelligence. And all right, you're. That's right. You lost some because some streamers got caught in your wheels. Need for Speed. They are. Oh, did they? I always forget who's Themis. Themis does not make their check, so they also lose 10. Praxis does not make his check. They lose 10. Need for Speed already went. Praxis went. Astoria, Corinna does not make her check, so she loses 10. She's been behind the whole way. Poor Corinna. All right, let me bring back the blind condition for these folks as we move into whatever kind of combat round. Arisha goes first. He is blind. I guess, does that mean... Hold on, let me check. I think that means both of them are blind. Or is it their cart is blind? Okay, so I got to do a save for Mr. Sai here. He's good. He's not blinded. So he's going to target probably y'all with his last spear. Actually, I feel like you guys are getting close to the end. Yep, he's going to spear you. With an 18 and 6 damage. Not quite enough. And you're able to resist the damage somehow. Why did it... Oh, because it's piercing damage, but it showed some resistance. Does your cart have resistance to piercing damage? Oh, it sure does. Maybe they all do. Yep. All right, so that is Sai's turn. You guys are up. What do you want to do? You have Rija in front of you with the Minotaur Anakitos and the Amazonian warrior Sai in the lead by just an inch. All right. I said you were concentrating on Zephyr Strike, but I imagine you're not. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack, who are you going after? All right. Are you going after their chariot, I assume? Okay. This is a danger zone, and you have advantage on your attack because of fairy fire. With the short bow of cupidity, nailing it and doing a little bit of damage to their chariot. Alt. I know, we need to play more often. Okay, at their cart. That's gonna hit. Blast their cart, taking some fire damage. They have moved from barely injured to injured. Aniquitos, he saves. Oh wait, he's blinded. He has to do it at disadvantage. 11. Oh no. So restrained, meaning speed is 0. Attack rolls have advantage, and yeah, dexterity saving throws are at disadvantage. So this cart just gets locked down. Oh yeah, they no longer have their star power. They're pissed. Yep. Unless you wanna. Oh yeah, that was at advantage. Yep, you got it. All right, Hatria. Hatria is going after you. She's blinded. She's just blindly tosses a javelin with disadvantage and misses. 3 fast, 3 furious. The Praxis team. Duras, he needs to give me a dex save. I didn't see if he. What was that save again? It was 10 or 11. So he's good. Duras is not blinded. He is going after anyone within 50 points. So he can go after anyone. He's probably. I mean, well, he sees Danger Zone getting grappled now. So you guys unfortunately become the target. He gets a regular attack. He's going to chuck a javelin at your chariot, trying to disable it. 21 hits. Oh my god. Did that? Oh my gosh. So close. So this is... this javelin comes in and just nails your chariot, where it just starts to do this weird rocking thing. Like clearly, like part of the one side of the wheel is just broken, and you're getting that weird hobbling kind of thing going on. And lastly, Corinna is going to go after the Praxis cart with a disadvantaged longbow shot. And doesn't do anything. All right. The final round. As you approach, Zark, you start to hear the crowd getting escalated, and you're sort of, I don't know if you were aware of this, but you're sort of tucked under this part of the jump. There's a cliff that leads up to the noble district, and you're at that cliff side where you are braced under a basically a big sheet of plywood type of thing, and you were tasked with helping lift the sheet of plywood so that they could successfully make this jump. Okay. Unfortunately, levitate for this particular Great Games event is banned. So basically, mechanically, it requires a DC 13 intelligence skill check on the chariot. And on a failure, your chariot just crashes and you do not win. So whatever you want to do to help them win that chariot skill check, if you did something, I would say just the ramp kind of deal might lower the DC. They are in a cliff, so it's kind of like more like trying to help brace their fall than it is to lift them up. What's that? Yeah, yeah, that would be sort of your action for. Okay. So I will say with you sort of supporting and lifting their chariot in such a way that will lower the DC to. I'm just gonna roll a D4, see how lower it goes. Oh, lucky y'all! So it's gonna be a DC 9. So yeah, why don't we go through one by one? Arisia in the lead. Oh no, they are grappled. They just get 0 speed. What do they have to do to try to break that grapple? And these guys, I think they're blinded, but they're no longer blinded because that was blinded at the end of the round. Yeah, I think they're unblinded as they get the streamers out of their eyes. Okay, so at the start of their turn, it takes a. Do you want to roll the? What'd you say, D6? Okay, so the cart takes 1 damage, and then how do they try to break it? Okay. And we do have a Minotaur driving the cart, and he gets a 22. I will say, though, with the way that the grappling works, because it didn't really affect their speed, that they can only get their minimum speed. So Arisia will still have to do their check. And they could get 30 here if they make their, what is it, a strength check. Oh no! And Akitos does not make his strength check. He just gains. They gain 0 speed. So yeah, I would say. Oh yeah, we have to do that check as well. We'll do speed checks first, and then we'll do the jumping skill, and then lastly, any last battles to the final step to the Colossus of Pythor. So they broke free. They did not gain speed. And we'll do their check in a second. Nimbus, let's just get your Solano Deo's intelligence. So remember, you can if you you can go into overdrive if you like. All right, so you gain your 40, bringing you to a solid 200 once again. You were up there at one point. Chariot of Fire is out. Need for Themis does make their check for 40. Not quite catching up to y'all. Three Fast, Three Furious from Praxis makes their check at 50. Not quite catching up. And then Corinna does not make her check. So she is staying where she's at. Okay, and now we're going to go. So you guys are in the lead, and I need to see this jump, y'all. This is sort of a big deal. If you do not make the jump, then you crash. So with that in mind, is there anything you want to do before you approach this jump? I like it. So you're basically using this as a propulsion? I get it. I get it. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a DC 9, but you will have advantage. So there's still a possibility that you don't get it. But Arachne, if you're up for it, you see Solano Deo toss you the reins as he just goes belly down and puts his hand sort of under the chariot, casting this firebolt energy right at the ground as you see a minotaur off in the distance. Are you casting the gust of wind, or are you lift? Okay, so Arachne, it falls onto you. I need an intelligence check, straight. I'm sorry, with advantage, and you just need to beat a 9. Oh yeah, you're fine. So, Arachne, why don't you go ahead and describe this epic jump? You just it's a cantrip, right? Yeah, you're fine. So far, everyone has made their check. We're just checking in with the story here. She's rocking intelligence as you guys are. Oh no! At the very end of the line, poor Corinna tries to make this jump, and she just doesn't pull back hard enough, and the chariot falls off the ledge, crashing into the streets, and she tumbles off to the side of the street as concerned onlookers um, check on her. Okay. You guys are still in the lead. You're not winning yet. We have one more round of combat, but you are in the lead. And I don't think y'all still have a banana, don't you? Well, it doesn't matter so much because well, but we're no longer. I mean, you could still minimize someone's speed. So yeah, go ahead and I'll do who's right behind you. Need for speed, Themis. Um, Hatria with her cart, she's gonna do a dex check. Oh, it's a dex save. I don't think that it matters, but either way, she's fine. So she does not lose her. They're still close. So even though the numbers are like 20 or whatever, if you're within 50 points of anyone, they can still do like melee attacks against you. So everyone's still sort of neck and neck. Oh, I'll include you in on. So they're like they just landed past you, and you could still see the whole bunch of folks before they leave if you wanted to do something. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay. So you're basically hitting everyone except for your folks. Okay. Large or smaller, and it's the people that have to do it. Can you go ahead and throw that spell? Oh, I see. Uh, sure. Enemy creatures. Okay. Yeah, we'll say it's not the carts, but if they fall prone, they can't really drive the carts, can they? Let's see. We don't need you. We don't need you. There's really only five of them. So it was a DC 11 charisma save. Who uses charisma? Anakitos and Hatria fail. So they fall prone. So Hatria is prone, so she's probably not driving her chariot. And all right, and I will say for both Themis that she'll lose 10 for that, as well as um, Anakitos, who was happened to be the driver for Danger Zone, will lose 10. So you guys have a comfortable lead, but that doesn't mean that anything still can't happen. So, all right, that was Zark. We still have Solanodeo and Arachne in your cart. What do you want to do? Yeah, your chariot is very close to not surviving. You have 5 hit points on your chariot, so if anyone hits that, you might be out. And if you can, yeah, give me a good description of what that might look like. I'll let anything happen. Yeah, I would definitely consider mending if anyone has that. You did. Of speed? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can, you know, woo me with one of your features or something. I'm willing to allow it, but I don't I don't have anything in mind. All right. Yeah, shield is a +2 to AC, so yeah, I can give you a plus. Yeah, I think that would be fine. So if that's how you guys want to use, so I'm gonna assume you use the shield, so I upped your AC to 17, and then dodge is simply everyone gets disadvantage to try to. Is that right? Okay. So you guys land, and as you see that you're just barely in the lead, you see Solano Deo reaching back as Arachne grabs the reins, starts moving the invisible magical horse-drawn thing side to side, navigating, weaving, as Solano Deo kind of wedges in the boards of the chariot, his shield, trying to sort of gear it and aim it at your attackers. Hatria has to use her energy to stand up first, and she is really close to y'all. I'm gonna say, just with the fear of the bellows that was done and the whole unsettled on the ground kind of thing, I'm gonna give her disadvantage, but she's still gonna chuck a javelin at y'all. Oh yeah, she has disadvantage because you're navigating the cart. You're in the dodge. All right, Anakitos gets up, and he also is going to try to. He's just got a. Oh wait, he's driving, so he's. It's gonna be Sai. I was, and he's going to disadvantage spear attack you. Oh boy, that was close. Finally, Duris, the six-armed Gigan, he is barely in that 50-point range. He is going to take his Jenkin short sword with disadvantage, trying to stop you once and for all, and does hit for only... Oh, wait. He manages to hit for 10 points of damage. Your cart flies into pieces. The, uh, okay. Let's see. So wait, what do you guys want to do? Yeah. You're, oh yes, you can jump on another chariot. You can make a DC 13 acrobatics check to land in another chariot's cart. So the one that's sort of in the lead past you is Hatria's cart. The Need for Speed. So so yeah, it would be. So if you both want to do a acrobatics check, let's see if you can skillfully twist like a cat in the air. Solano Deo is able to get into the cart. Arachne lands into the cart. All right, I'm gonna have her. She's gonna be able to defend herself though, so it's between the three of you, and so you guys both land, surprising her. She has the reins. I'm gonna say, why don't you both just roll a d20 real quick? We'll see who goes first. She got a 16. Okay, Arachne's probably last. All right, she gets to go first. She is going to basically try to shove you. I think that's contested strength. Still Solano Deo, sorry. Oh, there you go. So she tries to shoulder checks you, trying to get you to fall off her chariot. Oh no! You guys find yourself just basically embraced in this shoulder check, but now it is it Solano Deo? Yeah, you get to yep. Sol- Basically, they both just shoulder checked one another. They're not grappled. They're just like she tried to shove him with her shoulder, and he was basically like a wall. Oh, she misses. Yeah, why was it at disadvantage? Okay, so 19 hits. Yep, you can roll damage for that. She takes 8 damage. All right, you guys continue along the way. You're fighting on this cart. And I'm just gonna do this fight until the end, really. So whoever's on the cart, if you are all on the cart at the end, well, that's what you're next. No, no, you. I'm just nope. I'm moving the. I'm just imagining that this is taking place at the final stretch. So Arachne, you see them shoulder butt each other. You see a blast of fire coming from Solano's hand that misses her. What do you want to do? Oh, you could cast it again if you want. Yeah. All right. She is incapacitated. You see as she makes her eye contact with you, she freezes in that wonderful view that Solano Deo loves, and she turns to stone. No, she's paralyzed. She's not turned to stone. She's just frozen. Yeah, it would be her turn, and if she's paralyzed, she can't do anything. She can't move or speak, so she's just standing there. So Solano Deo, if you no incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions. Oh, because she could try to. Um, hold on, let me just check that. So on a failure, she's paralyzed until the end of its next turn. So it was her turn. Yeah. Yeah, describe that action, Solano Deo. Okay, she tumbles off the street and you are ahead. The danger zone is behind you by a ways, followed by the Praxis team as you come into the Colossus of Pythor, and the cheering crowd goes crazy. And that was quite the race, y'all. Whew. All right. So people are gathering around you, lifting you up, celebrating you. What do y'all want to do? And people, it sort of turns into a parade as you all make your way back towards the city. People celebrating you. You pick up Zark along the way. And Zark, do you join the crew or do you try to stay hidden in the crowd? All right. Lady Valis comes to see you, and she says, "Wow, that was something, heroes. You know, with the Minotaur from the Heroes of the Heartlands aiding his party in the race. I hope that you will say something to the crowds at the main event regarding the improper slavery of Minotaurs in Mitros." Well, the movement has started, and unfortunately, I believe there is some conflict arising. Have you spoken to Taran? He said that, or I should say, I caught word that he had hired you to look into the cult of the snake. Hmm. Well, he is a very prominent merchant in Mitros, and someone has tried to poison him. You wanted to know anything about that? I see. Well, they say it's better to catch vermin with honey or something like that. Terran Nerdagon hosts a bit of a gala during the Great Games, and it is not simply going to be convincing the city that Minotaurs are equal among us in strength and intelligence, showing that you can win something as great as the Great Games. It will take more than that. You see, with all the politics and lawyers and city councils and such, I'm afraid we need hard evidence. And I don't know if someone perhaps found some evidence at the Nerdagon estate. That may not be a bad thing for our cause, if you are still interested in fighting for our cause. Oh, well, it's not my estate. Like I said, if you were to get a little sweet on Tehran, perhaps he will invite you. After all, he likes to surround himself with glory and winners and those of high society, and you look to be on the way to winning at least a few of the great games. Just be careful, heroes. Tehran is more connected than you might think. Now, go celebrate. Don't drink too much. Feel free to stay at feel free to stay at the Temple of the Five and enjoy the wine festival. They are doing a wonderful play tonight. Um, so you make your way through the Stygian row. You pick up Saren. Saren, you're in the crowd. You join your heroes. All right. Where are you all headed? So the So the games for the evening are essentially completed, and it's turning to nighttime where the city is just in an uproar. And you do find before navigating to the play, Taran Nerdagon sees you in the streets and he sort of gruffly looks at you, making eye contact, specifically with, um, I guess he spoke. Who did he speak with before? I forget. It probably wasn't Zark. It was either Saren or Solano Deo. Did you? Yeah. I don't know why your token's weird there, Solano. Your token was weird. It's all right. Yes, hello, heroes. Congratulations on Kirakart, although it's obviously not my favorite event, but it is a worthy win nonetheless. Now, please, heroes, tell me. I was hoping for a little information regarding the cult of the snake that was yesterday, I believe, maybe 2 days ago. Please, what have you found? Well, I assume that anytime that you're out in the streets and in public, that you have your hood up just because of how rare your species is and how looked down upon they are. Yeah, unless you speak to him or pull up your hood, I assume that you're just sort of hanging back with the hood up. Ah, you met with her and you defeated her, yes. Where is her head? Disappeared into ash. Go ahead and roll deception. Hmm. It seems that she has used her like abilities to persuade the heroes of the Heartlands. Is that what you want the next day's paper to read? Heroes side with the cult of the snake? I didn't think so. You would be wise, heroes, to align yourselves with the more prestigious folks in this society, the nobles, the merchants. I can help you, please. Let me, if I may, extend an invite. Of course, you'd have to clean yourselves up. And you, Minotaur, I'm okay in inviting you as well again if you sort of cleaned up a bit. Now, I am hosting a. Yes, you know, you're you're persuading him to. Gotcha. I don't know what would be the opposing check on that. Just a straight charisma. Let's see if he even see if he cares. Oh well, I did not mean any duress. I apologies. I am a bit harsh, I suppose, to minotaurs given the market that I'm in. I do apologize. It's true that you are the part of the heroes of the Heartlands, although I cannot understand why. But please, when I say clean up, I just mean every time I've met you, you've had your armor and your not the noble regalia that is expected at such a refined event. I believe that. Oh, yes, we have plenty of merchants, and if you did want to attend the ball at my place, it's really not a ball. It's more of a just a gathering of like-minded individuals, those in high society, and perhaps you can do some networking. You are obviously aware of the um, toughness that Mitros has had lately, but you've come in and stopped the storm of Sidon. You've proven yourselves as winners in the great games, and even though there is still one day of great games left, I think that you may enjoy brushing shoulders with the high society in Mitros. Perhaps make some connections for whatever plan you have for our great city. You want me to send a tailor to you? My servants, my um, helpers. I have a few Minotaur helpers, and of course they do not get the noble regalia such as myself with the embroidered gold filament, but they still, nonetheless, I do not want to look at a half-naked beast. But perhaps you would feel comfortable in one of my servants' attire. Oh, I do not mean any offense. I simply mean that is what they wear, and they attend uh, and help out my parties. And you're right. I do not know of a place that would sell such regalia to creatures such as your size. Ah, I see. Um, that's unfortunately will not. I do believe if you're not dressed appropriately, you will be stopped at the gate. I am giving you an opportunity to elevate yourselves. If you do not wish to take the opportunity, I shall bid you adieu. Well, perhaps a little bit more than just pants, but to be presentable to the the highest of the high society in Mitros. I assume you have plans for the city, and I assume you will need connections for those plans. And I would like to be the one that helps you make those connections, because it may benefit me. Listen, no pressure. You do not. The fuck? I have you on my guest list. Attend, but if you do attend, you must be presentable. Otherwise, you will be turned away, and I do hope to see you there. I'm a little disappointed to hear about the Lady of Coins. Um, that's not what your friend said. He said that he thinks she may have aligned with the creature more powerful that allowed her this power. I don't buy it, heroes. I believe I believe that she tried to poison me. Either her or that merchant Stavros. I'm not quite certain what yet, but I am working on my gaining my votes, and we will see who is exiled to the island of the exiles. But it will not be me. Now, go celebrate, heroes. You deserve it. There is one more final day of games. If you drink wine at the wine festival tonight before coming to my estate, again, you must be acting in a professional manner to be allowed in. I bid you adieu. And he starts to walk away. Okay. Okay. So I will assume that whether you find a tailor for custom pants, you find a dress, you work on disguising yourselves. Um, I'll say it's, like 4 o'clock in the evening, so you can spend some time shopping and preparing. The main festival play starts in a couple hours, and then the gala is later in the evening. We are about an hour and a half in. Y'all up for a 10-minute break? All right. You did. You found a tailor that is not a bigot towards minotaurs. Yeah. All right, see you in 10. All right. All right, are we back, y'all? Okay. I saw that. Man, Mitros is such a beast. There's so much to do. So did I hear y'all wanted to go check out the play? All right, sit back and relax for story time. You settle into the Colosseum. People excitedly. Actually, there is a mechanic if y'all wanted to try to jump in. Let me see if I could find it. But if anyone is inclined to act in the play, let me see. There is. There's. Um. I can't find where there's but anyway, if y'all wanted to act in the festival. Well, there's definitely wine. So it's a circular stage of an open air theater that's been built in the bottom of a hill. There's rows of seats taking the form of inlaid stone blocks that spread up the hill, giving onlookers a clear view of any performers below. You see the actors consist of satyrs and some commoners, and this is a play. You see the main guy, his name is Tassos. He's a commoner, a human. He also uses elven actors at times. Tassos comes out and he says, "Welcome, welcome. What an exciting, great games we have here in Mitros. And everyone, please bring your attention to the heroes of the Heartlands, the winners of Kirikart." And you see them all cheer. Also, the heroes of the spires today. And a little elven girl comes up to you. And Saren, you actually start to feel some attention on your back as someone starts to rub your back. Do you? So you look back behind you, and Lorius is there, and he says, "Ah, Mr. Saren, I thought you would be back. I was waiting by that gorge for so long, and then I knew the great games were starting. I heard rumor that the Ultros had made its way to Mitra, so I came back through the old woods, and here you are. Did you guys forget about me?" Oh, you told me to wait there. Uh, are you okay, Saren? Okay. Well, oh, you did send a message? Oh. Um, and you all settle into your seats as the actors take the stage. And you see his cheeks blush. Act 1. The tragedy starts with Pythor, played by a young elven girl, who is looking to find his place in the world as the god of battle now that the Oath of Peace has begun. He has several monologues about his duty to stand vigilant for the next 500 years, but he is portrayed as someone who seems to not be able to keep his attention on any one thing for too long and makes very bumbling remarks. The first act ends with him finding a strong elven woman named Hexia, played by a human satyr. I'm sorry, a satyr girl, who was adopted into a family with four other sisters, and how their powerful personalities ignited a passion between one another. Pythor ends the act exclaiming that his love, Hexia, and not the battle between the Titans is his purpose in life as he gets married to her. Act 2 portrays Pythor having a very rocky relationship with Hexia as their personalities clash and anger erupts from both of them, and Pythor's incompetence infuriates Hexia. They smash things and scream at each other, but then will make up with their passion. However, Pythor's roving eye causes him to start looking at Hexia's four sisters, played by the elven actors. One by one, Pythor starts to have an affair with each of them. Hexia suspects Pythor is never able to prove it. She is incensed with him constantly, and he becomes more and more of a drunk and professes his love to the other sisters. Act 2 finishes with Pythor falling for the youngest sister of Hexia, but she is promised to another. Pythor returns home to ignore his enraged wife while he drinks himself into a stupor. Act 3 starts with the wedding day of the youngest sister, but it is interrupted by the tyrant king of Astoria, Lysis Archelander, played by a corpulent satyr. Lysis demands that the sister be his wife against her will, and she is kidnapped. Pythor, in a complete state of drunkenness, is told the news by Hexia, who still has no clue about his affairs with her adopted sisters. Pythor, deep in his cups, is depicted stumbling to the palace, challenging Lysis for his crown. Lysis, ever arrogant, believes he can take down the god in his pathetic state and accepts the challenge. They duel, and Pythor is losing badly, but ultimately he trips over his own feet, landing on a cart that is pushed into a pile of barrels. One rolls, knocks into the back of a horse who kicks a man nearby, dislodging a tooth that goes flying into Lysis's eye. Lysis grabs at his face, temporarily blinded, ends up tripping over his cape and falling on his own sword. Pythor is heralded as the new king of Astoria, and the sister is saved. Pythor is still in his drunken state. He pulls the sister in for a kiss as Hexia watches. The end of the play shows Hexia completing a monologue detailing how she puts the pieces together about Pythor's affairs with all her sisters, and she appears to go into a maddening jealousy. Closing lines are her professing that if she can't kill her husband, she will just have to kill any woman he falls in love with, no matter who they are. And you all look over to see Pythor enjoying the show. I think he's there in town, right? Oh, wow, that's definitely different art. Ha ha ha. Yeah, where's his, I like his animated version. It's way better. Ah. Why isn't it? Grr, I can't get it to work. Anyway. Um, yes, Pythor. Oh well. He's drunk and enjoying the show, laughing at all the pieces of the show. You see him at the end get a little solemn and look deep into his mug and swallow the last swig of it. And he turns and, just now noticing you despite the 3 acts of the play, says, "Ah, Heroes, how are ya? Did you see the Kira cart? There's that dad thing again. I came to see you. I came to see you. You're the one I came to see, son. My daughter is the queen of Astoria. Is she here in town? I haven't seen her yet. What was her name again? Come on, guys. I keep having Corinna in my mind, but it's anyway. She Queen. I can't think of it. She is queen. She is queen of Astoria, and she has a name. It was a while ago, wasn't it? Yeah, y'all should take notes. Anyway. So that is the end of the play, and Pythor's there, drunker than ever. Um, he seemed a little solemn at the last monologue with Hexia stating that she would murder all of Pythor's loves if she can't have him for herself. But then he drank the last of his drink and belched and sort of laughed with the crowd. Hey, son, I'm proud of you. I heard you got the Ultros. Minotaur, Minotaur. Hey, hey, you're the one that I made, right? That ship, the that ship, the Ultros. That's legend. It's a big. Oh, ever the hero. Always giving. You should take credit. That's how I got as far as I got. Yeah, and the people know me. Hey, hey, I Honora. That's my daughter, Queen Honora. I remember now that she's my favoriteest daughter. I mean, I've got a lot of kids, but uh, I think we should you should let me when they're fixing the ship. They say it's gonna be ready soon. I can I come with you? Oh, I could help row. I could listen. I yearn for battle. I'm the god of battle. I haven't had the the damn oath of peace has robbed me of my god-given right for 500 years. I just gave the throne of Astoria to Honora, and I seek adventure. Captain of the ship. That's not. Ah, yes. Saren, the settler, the only settler in the heroes of the Heartlands. What do you think? I'm a little liquidated right now, but I promise you, just like I promised my son, I could do it. I could do it. I need battle, and you are going to save Dahlia. I can feel it. Kira pops up. Apparently, she has a mustache. I think all my tokens are being funny. Um, she's got a fake glasses and mustache on, and she says, "That Pythor is worthless. You're gonna let him on the Ultros?" No, this is the goddess of trickery, of course. She she turns to you, Arachne, and she says, "This is sort of an ongoing joke we have. They pretend that I'm the goddess of music. I vehemently deny it. They're just trying to build me up because I have such low confidence." Um, yes, I do not, because I'm Kira's saying I plan to be on the ship with you, and I don't want to have to bump into my bumbling drunk brother. Ugh. Oh, she's like just this annoyed little sister at this point, and she stomps off and slaps the empty mug out of Pythor's hand. Yeah. Oh, a party. Saren, do you need? Lorius definitely overheard this too, and he says, "Saren, do you need a plus one?" And Pythor speaks up. Hey, what's this party, you guys? You think I want to go to some party that you're throwing? I don't even know. Honestly, like I'm noticing that's what I was saying about your token too. When I bring tokens out, they don't have the normal. Oh, they're just like randomizing. Because now I'm getting her top-down token. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't have the heads up thing, but I'm trying to get. Why isn't the animated one working? There we go. Um. So Pythor's he's just starts wandering off to drink more. He doesn't even say goodbye to y'all. He just wanders to fill his cup that Kira had knocked away. Lorius is looking at Saren longingly. Starts to get darker. Close. It's at this district. So you all had already been to Taran Nerdagon's estate. You had walked up. You weren't allowed in. He sort of met you on the grounds and told you about his wanting the head of the Lady of Coins, if you all remember that. So, who's all going to the party? Okay, what about Lorius? Are you allowing Lorius or no? Kira is not with you. Oh, like maybe 10 silver. I'm sorry, Lepta. Okay, I'm hoping that this map is gonna work out for me. Yeah, so you see a very large estate. Um, Let me fix this music. It's getting weird on me. There we go. There is a order of Sidon soldier at the gate, and he says, "Welcome to the Nerdagon estate. Can I help you?" Yes, are you with this crew? And Lorius looks over at Saren and he says, "Yes, I am." Excellent. I've got room for plus ones here, so welcome. And he opens the door and announces to the Minotaur at the entrance that says, I'm sorry, I had to fix a door. Pero, these are the heroes of the Heartlands, invited by Taran Nerdagon himself. And Pero comes up to you and says, "Greetings, I will take any jackets and weapons and anything else that may be not allowed at this party, mostly weapons. We ask." He goes to start to take your jacket, and then he realizes he says, "Oh, my apologies. I did not know. You're a guest. You're a guest here, Mr. Grumblebug, Grumblebum." And and you so you see him just sort of snort. No, no, please, sir. No, no, no. Uh, please make your way to the foyer, and you will find wine and delicacies being served. I will take your. Um, no, it seems to be a integral part of your attire, sir. My apologies, sir. And he definitely seems confused, apologizing to one of his kind. He doesn't quite know how to treat you. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Oh, that's you guys rolled the same. Yeah, I don't know what that means for sleight of hand either. He sees your hand move. Okay, okay. So yeah, you see him just sort of eye you extra long, and he didn't quite see enough of anything to call you out on it, but he's got his interest piqued, and he said, "The party will last until evening, and we hope you enjoy the estate of the Nerdagons." You see this entrance hall that has ornate crimson carpets towards the foyer. There's magical light from crystal chandeliers. You see subtle patterns of dragons shaped by the light that cast throughout the entranceway here. Um, are you not? Yeah, I see you. Do you? I do. Let me shift click and bring you there. It was kind of a large map that I tried to shrink down, but there's a lot of stuff going on, so maybe. You hear music and chatter in the foyer. Oh, lovely. That's a nice dress. She's like got some arms on her. So there, you see the foyer is filled with lavish bouquets and floor vases and wealthy guests chatting loudly and drinking wine. There's gentle music of a harp that drifts down from upstairs. A servant offers wine to newcomers. So, Saren, as you walk into the room, someone has a tray of wine that they offer you. It's actually sort of a bowl of wine, as most people are drinking from these bowls of wine. And there's also a second servant that kind of wanders around with a tray of hors d'oeuvres. Do you want to go into the foyer? Yeah, there's. Sure, yeah. I was gonna say, you guys should be able to navigate the map. I don't have too many animations or anything, but it is a big map, so who knows. Okay, Solano Day, are you with us? I just moved them, but are we having issues with the map? Right. And I can move you in the room. So yes, you find plenty of folks mingling about in the foyer and offering bowls of wine and hors d'oeuvres. You see you see two Order of Sidon soldiers in the room. There's a stairway and some plants in this one area. There's a stairway that goes up in the northern part. I'll move the soldier over, but there is another uh, archway that leads to. You could hear some commotion up that way. See through his token? Oh. Yeah, I'll take ownership off there. Okay, so y'all are in the main party. People are mingling about. Some folks come up to you. They ask if you are the fabled heroes that stopped the storm of Sidon and Mitros not but a few days ago. Oh, this woman in particular is enamored with your story. Wow, that's quite a feat, you know. I am intrigued by Sidon and also very terrified to be able to control the weather and storms like that. I just can't imagine the kind of power. And you get a sense that, yeah, she's afraid, but she's also sort of turned on by Sidon. There's Lorius. So you all mingle about for a while, drinking some wine. Lorius seems a little nervous, but he is quite conversationalist as he begins chatting it up with some locals. Recognize? Sure, yeah. You see kind of coming and going. This gentleman here makes his way through. His name is Kieran, and he is the son of Taran Nerdagon. You see him mingling with some. It's not. I do like grab these. I do grab these packs. I don't really have time to make every NPC, so sometimes they're just funny like this. But you see Kieran, who is the son, and he mingles about, and you see him. He doesn't stay long as he sort of chats and checks on folks and wanders back. People continue to move in through the different rooms. Sure. Yeah, you see that there's 6 chairs surrounding a beautifully carved dining table. There's silver plates, utensils, goblets, candlesticks, silk napkins, very high-end stuff. Um, you see that there is a couple of nobles there that are playing a high-stakes game of 20 squares, and they have some folks watching over, and they're getting pretty heated as they continue to roll dice. High stakes. Let uh, let's see. They are they're currently playing for about 1,000 gold or 1,000 drachmae. Yeah, I think there's like I'd have to look it up, but there's like a metal that you can trade in for drachma. Yeah. Ah, this noble here, he stands up in a huff and he says, "Damn you!" And this guy smiles and says, "Better luck next time, old chap." And he storms off. This one stands up arrogantly, says, "Well, well, well, anybody up for a game of 20 squares?" Ah, the game of the ancients. It's a game of skill where you test your abilities against mine. We could start small. What do you say? You need. It's basically every skill. So I have it set up to where you do a performance, an insight, history, deception, intimidation, persuasion, and perception, and you sort of roll them all. I'd have to let me look it up again to see exactly. So it's a bunch of skill checks. So it's called the Royal Game. Um, the game requires 2 players. It's played by moving 7 pieces across a board comprising of 20 squares. Dice are rolled to determine how quickly the pieces can move. The object is to reach the end of the 20 square course before your opponent. It mixes strategy and luck, but how we do it is simply contested checks, and I have a macro for it. Let me just test his macro to see if it works. Yep. If you wanted, so if you are, if or you could do each of these individually. I could share the macro with you, I think. Um, yeah, let me see if I can. Do you want to bet 500? He wasn't. I mean, if you wanted to. So I'm going to make you an observer of the macro. Now, if you go into your macro bar, that little folder on the bottom left, and then if you search 20, game of 20 squares, it should be under there for you, Saren. And he looks at you and he says, "How much would you like to bet?" 500 drachma. Well, Taran sure knows how to invite greedy guests. Do you have 500 drachma? Okay. Did you get that macro or no? Um, yeah, there's a should be a little folder. Nope. Yeah, yeah. And you could drag it to your thing, and then if you click on your token, make sure you're selected, and then hit that, it should roll it automatically. So the idea is he rolled an 8 for his performance, and he compares it to yours, and then it's 7 checks, so best out of 7. Yeah, it's a strange looking board. All right. So, how come it didn't show up in the chat window? Sure, but can you right click on your macro and I don't know why but if you right click it and edit it, does it say type chat or does it say type script? I don't know why I didn't put it in the chat window. I know, I can't get them to pop up again to compare them. That's annoying. Right, but we wouldn't know what's what, but I would bet that you'd probably beat him anyway. Let's see. He got a 20 as well, though. Let me try this. It might... How come that doesn't throw it in the chat? I just messed everything up. Why did his... Oh, there's... I got it. It was slow. Okay. So yours popped up. So you beat him in 1. He beat you in insight. So 1-1. He beat you in history. So 2-1 for him. You beat him in deception 2-2. Intimidation, he beat you 3-2. Persuasion, he beat you 4-2. And perception, you beat him so 4-3. He beat you. Barely. It was close game, and he was in the lead a little bit, so he had a comfortable lead. So you go ahead and remove 500 drachma from your. What do you mean adding? Yeah, I used the top one. I didn't use his second roll. I could get rid of that. So I used those two. Yep. So I compared performance, which you won, insight, which he won. So that's 1-1. History, he won, so that he's up 2-1. Deception, he lost, so 2-2. Intimidation, he won 3-2. Persuasion, he won with his 20, so that's 4-2. And then perception, you won, so 4-3. So he won overall. Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll perception. Where are you? Oh, you're blending in with the table. Yeah, from what you can tell, he is just a charismatic nobleman and doesn't have long sleeves or anything. He seems to be playing legit. Why, of course. A minimum, I suppose I can go as low as 50 drachma for someone who's new. All right, 100 drachma on the table for the Minotaur. And you hear some of the nobles chuckle. Oh, sorry. Um, doo -doo -doo. I'm just going to give everyone permissions for this since, yeah, it's probably easier to make default observer. Okay. Sure. Are you trying to do it stealthily? There is a soldier right there. Well, okay. So let's see. Nobleman wins 1-0. He wins 2-0. You win 1, so 2-1. Deception, he wins 3-1. Intimidation, he wins 4-1, which is a win. Persuasion, you won 4-2. Perception, he barely wins 5-2. Well, it was a good game. Have you ever played this before, Minotaur? Well, do not be so hard on yourself. I have never seen a Minotaur win, or even play this game, to be perfectly honest. Well, sure. Okay, meanwhile, Arachne, what are you doing? There sure are. Okay, he's standing there. Oh, I am not protecting anything. The symposium is up there. You're welcome to go up. I'm just standing here. Oh, no, of course not. There are people up there dancing, talking, drinking. Oh, you are fine, miss. Please. Okay, I'll let you explore up there. It should have moved you to that level. What? Fancy. All right. Is this your... Oh, so I'm trying to figure out you rolled... Oh, this is the second game? All right. Zark wins with performance 1-0. Insight wins 2-0. History, he wins 2-1. Deception, he wins 2-2. Intimidation, 3-2 for him. Persuasion, a 24, 4-2. Perception, a 25-2. So you started off pretty well, but he gained in the end there. It is a challenging game. If it helps you feel any better, I have been playing for many years since I was a small boy. I've grown up in nobility, and they do call this the game for the royals. Okay. Before we do that, Saren, let's pop back over to Arachne. You see some nobles hanging out in the symposium. It's an elegant room. There's polished marble floor. There's an engraving of a dragon motif, the Nerdagon crest. There is a statue of Adonis Nerdagon standing above it. There's silver etched mirrors. Handsome tapestries adorn the walls. You see wealthy guests standing in small groups with their bowls of wine. A musician plucks a harp in the corner. Um, Another group, you hear some folks talking. One group you hear arguing loudly about the subtext of Tassos's play Pythor and the Five Sisters, which you attended this evening. You also hear about some merchant being exiled that you catch a glimpse of. Um, you hear someone mention a noblewoman getting petrified in town recently. Um, and several people are gossiping about the heroes of the prophecy, Acastus and his dragon Icarus, the current games and other events. Yeah, that's sort of what the guests are talking about. You see a servant, uh, this Minotaur hero, uh, just hanging out, serving people and checking on folks. There's another stairway that leads up, and there are a couple of doors. Yeah, there was a noblewoman. Um, they tell you that yes, that her poor family found her petrified, and there's been talk of more and more of that going on in the city. Some people think that there are, and they sort of get quiet in their whispers, there are Medusa in town. Yes, they say they are far more intelligent than we give them credit for, and only we can guess their purpose for, you know, petrifying our noble folk. I can't imagine what Hypatia would have done to deserve that, but her daughter is a talented songstress, and she went missing too. Ah, yes, names can be tough. Her daughter's name was Alcandre. Oh, I do believe that the Temple of the Five and their acolytes have restored her, but still such an awful thing. I don't know that anyone's seen it. It's just that, we'll go out for a drink or perhaps to pick up some groceries, and then, people report a statue appearing, but we know that they are our friend, our neighbors, our city council people. And of course, during the games, it's most trying times for the city. And with the oath ending, I believe that there is more trouble in the air than peace in the future. Well, of course, the games are simply political in nature, and the fact that they've foregone the Minotaur um, sacrifices because of the heroes and there being a Minotaur amongst their crew. I heard they disrupted the Minotaur market, that they put one of their own as a battle against soldiers and won. They have they have upended our traditions. And I do not wish to speak too ill of minotaurs, for I believe that they could have some positive uses. I just do not want them in my city. Okay. I'll let you mingle while we whip back. Saren, are you still playing 20 squares? 50 drachma, huh? 2050. 250 drachma? Okay. I have not lost a game this evening. Hey, Kiran. Yes, buddy. Watch this. These folks, I believe, if I am not mistaken, these are the heroes. They might be able to win the great games, but not the greatest game of all. Watch me stomp out this settler. Ooh, he rolled pretty low. All right. Saren, make sure your token's selected and just the outline, yeah. Yep, and you should be able to just click the macro. And I think last time it just took a while to show up in chat. Okay. So you won the first one, 1-0. Insight, he won 1-1. History is tied. Uh-oh, we might have to do a contested for that. Deception, you won 2-1. Intimidation is another tie. Tight game. Persuasion is a tie. Jeez, 2-1. Perception, you won. So it's 2-2. The rest of them are ties. Is that right? 3-1. All right. 3 ties. Yeah, so let's you both are just gonna do a straight history roll. Oh, he got a 6. You only need to win one then if it was 3-1. Yeah. He got a 6, so you probably won. All right, you win. Let's say you won. Let me just double check that. Performance you won. Deception you won. And yeah, perception you won. So you won 4 out of 7, so you win. So you go ahead and add 250 drachmae to your wallet. What about Solano Day? Are you just hanging out watching 20 squares? Okay. You see the door open. Ah, heroes, welcome to my estate. If you would join me for a private discussion in my lounge, that would be most appreciated. This is the same day from the spires and the so yeah, I think you used your portents in this. It's up to you guys if you invited Lorius in. All right, so I'll let you all settle in there as we bounce back over to Rockne. What are you up to? Oh, go ahead. Um, yep, there was a woman that was petrified. There was a woman, young girl missing who was a songstress. You heard about folks talking about a merchant's exile. Yeah. Stavros, and that is exactly who they're discussing. Stavros is a merchant, and you hear them saying, "Yes, they have exiled him, but I think that I would have preferred execution." And you hear another nobleman saying, "Why, yes, I mean, of course, no one escapes the Isle of Exiles, but I think death would have been more reasonable considering he tried to poison this leader of the Nerdagons, Taran." Sure. Yeah, and there are folks mingling through this sort of pantry, and you see other folks kind of coming out. So there's some movement through a door. You smell some food coming from there, and some more music. So yes, you all sit down, and Taran says, "Well, missing, I'm not quite sure. Your group seems to have changed. I heard rumor that there was a siren among you, and I haven't seen her. And I also believe there was a satyr among you. This must be the young satyr in the corner there." Lorius kind of bashfully, I don't know that I'm part of the heroes, but I'm a satyr." "Well, don't be shy, young one. These heroes are making quite the names for themselves in Thalia." Ah, yes. Well, please make yourselves comfortable. And as you guys find your seats, he puts some incense on the burning coals in the center of the room. You check out the room. There's fine leather chairs around that brazier that's burning wood in the middle. You see a magnificent painting of Adonis Nerdagon and his dragon mount Respitrion that takes up the entire northern wall. It's just huge. If you haven't heard, Adonis Nerdagon is one of the original Dragonlords that you are probably aware of because you went. Yeah, Adonis is the one that said, "Oath sworn of Raspitrion, most beautiful of Dragonlords, if but his sword work had been so beautiful, death awaits any who would desecrate the great warrior within." And so he is a descendant of Adonis. He invites you to have a seat where he has bowls of wine. He puts some stones placed atop the burning coals, sprinkles some hemp seeds on top, filling the room with some cannabis vapors. And he says, "So, let us talk business, heroes. I have invited you here not only to network, but to possibly help me with my little situation. If you have not quite heard, I have seemed to have gotten a target on my head." Oh, okay. He waits for you to leave. He sighs and shuts the door and he says, "Well, let us talk business. Everyone is aware that there is some tension in the city regarding the Minotaur trade market. I'm not sure that you're aware how much affluence it brings to the smaller folk of the city." Yes, everything is changing really fast. That can put the most vulnerable of our population at risk. However, if the Minotaur market is to stay established, we can provide a much needed sense of stability in these ever changing times. Oh, well, you know what I want, and you did not deliver. The head of the Lady of Coins. A demigod. I do not need to hear your story, Seren. I have my own intelligence saying that she is likely a Medusa. Perhaps holed up in one of the temples in the city. Perhaps one of the ruined uh, buildings. Perhaps the Colossus of Pythor. Perhaps the old temple of Lutheria that is now barricaded due to unscrupulous behavior a few days ago. But nonetheless, I have gotten rid of Stavros, for he has tried to end my life. Please, help me, help this city. I need you to encourage the city to keep the Minotaur market alive and well, for the protection of the city, for the stability of the city. You have your ship, it's being repaired, you're going to be gone soon anyway. Just go knowing that the city is stable. The entire city was built on the backs of Minotaurs. Without them, the city will go into chaos. Do you want to be responsible for thousands of Metrosians? Yeah, you're not there. No, you're still up in the symposium. Did you want to? We can go. No, did you want to be doing something, Arachne? You're up there mingling with folks, hearing about some rumors. Oh yeah. Perhaps we should have this discussion without Mr. Grumbleburm. Seren? Solano Dale? Well, think about it, you know, Drachme is not in short supply with the Nerdagon estate. You help me, I can help you. Think about it, my friends. And he goes to stand up. And he opens the door. It's kind of he shuts the door quickly. What is it that you want? The city is in distress, Zark. The oath is ending. What is it that you want from me? You started that siege, Zark. If it... Oh, do not pout in my chambers. Listen, it is well known that the siege of Sidon towards Mitros was started because of the major labors in this Doria. The the obtainment of some ancient armor and weapons in the necropolis, the slaying of the boar in the heartlands, all of these led to the anger of Sidon. We simply have different beliefs. I wish to appease Sidon. You wish to go against him. I have seen his power. I have seen the storms and the waters lay waste to settlers. I have seen it. I do not wish to see it again. I beg of you. Okay, let's move over to Arachne. What are you up to? Oh yeah, they probably wouldn't think a cloak is a weapon. Uh, yes, there's nothing happening up there, and it is the private quarters of the Nerdagon family. We ask that you respect their privacy. Yes, it's quite a blessing to be here. I find it to be extraordinary. There is 3 stories to this building. There is quite a wonderful bit of statues. There is even a secret. Oh, there's a vault in the basement that is of magnificent make and mechanics. It's something I could not begin to understand. I you, you could roll persuasion. Yep. He says, I'm terribly sorry. I should not have said that. It's quite dangerous for me to be speaking of this and for you to ever go down there. You will promise me you will not go there. I'm Pero. Please. Guess. Excellent. Well, thank you. It's not for the general public. Please stick to the places with food, with servants, with music, and have a good time. It is the great games after all. Oh yeah, he's got trays of hors d'oeuvres and wine bowls and such. Okay. Um, so Taran opens the door and he sort of says, uh, thank you for this meeting. This is sort of before you got there, Arachne, and he's sort of dismissing the group, telling them to think about it. I suppose. And he steps out. The incense fill the air, give you a sense of ease. The smell of sweet cannabis and cedarwood. Sure. You could take a peek through the keyhole, and you see him sort of mingling with his son and this nobleman who's bragging about all the money he won from the heroes. So he's just right back into socializing chatter mode. And I think that's probably where we're going to have to pause for today, unless anyone wants to say anything. Yeah. All right. Well, good. I'll go ahead and stop the recording.